There's a very good reason why there is a sidewalk out here in the middle of nowhere along Highway 99. We're at a place called Tagus Ranch, and at one time this was quite an establishment. Now it's just a pile of rubble. Hi, so welcome to this episode of History Hunters. I'm here at Tagus Ranch along Highway 99, just north of Tulare, California. And this location was well known back in the Depression era. This was a mecca for farm laborers, and at one time was the largest ranch in all the world. It started out in 1912 when Hulett Merritt, a very wealthy man from back east, decided he wanted to get into the ranching business in California. He decided to buy 3,000 acres here in Southern California. He started building up his empire. The fruit and the produce that was grown here was actually served in the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. Because there's so much freeway noise, I thought this video would be much more enjoyable if I did some voiceovers explaining all about the Tagus Ranch. The farm was a destination for migrant workers in the 1930s, and with 11 camps, a general store, a gas station, post office, a school, and a church, it was its own self-contained community. The Tagus Ranch started as a 3,000-acre operation, quickly expanding to 7,000 acres under the management of Merritt's son, Hulett Jr. It had 14 labor camps, but it also had to rely on tents to help accommodate up to 2,500 permanent and seasonal workers. Worker housing in the labor camps is, well, shall we say substandard, many being nothing more than an unplumbed shack with a dirt floor. For many years, the workers at Tagus Ranch were paid in scrip money, redeemable only at the company store. Thus, the payroll always landed back in the bank accounts of Merritt. Farm workers in the beginning were paid 15 cents an hour, but a 1933 workers' strike paralyzed farm operations for 10 days and pay was increased to 25 cents an hour. Because of the strike and the federal government contention it was unconstitutional, the company stopped paying employees in scrip that year. More than a dozen families were forcefully evicted from the camps when their homes were ransacked by Merritt's men and their household goods dumped alongside Highway 99. At least 2 people were killed and 11 others wounded in the confrontations. After officials and canneries throughout the valley shut down, official mediation began. By the end of the month, Merritt agreed to pay a 25-cent hourly wage increase to end the labor strike. The 1933 conflict at Tagus inspired John Steinbeck to write the novel In Dubious Battle in 1936. It is also rumored that Tagus Ranch was modeled for Hooper Ranch in The Grapes of Wrath, and it's said that John Steinbeck began writing The Grapes of Wrath in a little restaurant next to the Tagus Ranch. Forever looking to cut operational costs, Merritt exploited the poor laborers coming up from Mexico. He also employed about 400 German prisoners of war captured in North Africa to pick apricots and cotton. Merritt paid the government $2.25 per day for the use of POW laborers, which was far cheaper than the other workers. Prisoners lived in a prison camp that was under the supervision of an armed military police unit. The gas station that was here in the 1930s was Mobil Gas and later became a Standard Oil station. The 2-story Tagus Cafe was located here, and in 1950, the Tagus Ranch restaurant was built. It was gutted by fire in 1958 and rebuilt 1 year later. By then, both Merritt and his son had died, and the ranch land was beginning to be sold off. The last 315 acres would go in 1966. The 99 Palms Inns and Suites motel of 60 rooms was built in 1962 to serve travelers on Highway 99. New owners established the Tagus Country Theater, which played host to popular musicians including Ricky Nelson, the Platters, Merle Haggard, and Ray Charles in 1983. Over the years, a number of celebrities had stopped by Tagus for a meal or a purchase of roadside produce. They included Richard Deacon, who appeared in the Dick Van Dyke TV show, the legendary cowboy actor and singer Roy Rogers, the famous and award-winning actor Glenn Ford, and one of the stars of the Grand Ole Opry and country singer Gene Shepard. As time went by and chain restaurants took over, the Tagus complex began to struggle, particularly from 1972 when much of its passing traffic started to use Interstate 5. It became a Basque restaurant in the 1970s, a bar, a nightclub, and finally spiraled downward until all that was left was a motel occupied by long-term residents. The facility was purchased in 2000 by a Tulare dentist who entertained ideas of restoring the Tagus restaurant, and when that didn't come to pass, he tried to sell it, but the only buyers interested wanted to turn it into an adult-only gentlemen's club. Mind you that the Tagus Restaurant Motel had something of a history in this area. In 1964, it advertised in local newspapers for its nightly fashion shows featuring bikinis, baby dolls, lingerie, with an ad headline, "Attention Traveling Salesman." In 2014, local officials deemed the Tagus Ranch to be an eyesore, and that December, a demolition crew lowered the 100-foot-tall sign in one piece with the intent to save the sign at the top.
There's nothing left of that facility. There is the 99 Palms over there. It's a motel that I understand houses long-term residents. But this is the base for the giant sign that was here at one time. They cut it off. You could just imagine back in the 1930s, there was a store here where all kinds of people pulled over to get cold drinks and produce and things like that. This place is like a lot of things that have gone by the wayside, and if they're not talked about and recorded on video, you'll never know about them in the future. So I'm hoping that this will be on the internet for quite a while so that people will know exactly what the Tagus Ranch was. There's very little here to show for it now. Let's take a look at this stuff right here. I'm not sure what that old wood is, but it looks like some of the cement footings. So where my car is also a driveway for the gas station. Very nostalgic pictures that we have of the Tagus facilities that were here. Over on the other side of the highway, you can see a tall water tower that kind of supplied water to this area. Now, I can't say with any degree of certainty whether or not that is the foundation of a house or if it was the gas station, but that's still visible there with the stacked wood. Unfortunately, this area has some dark history. I'm going to tell you about it as well. Right here is a memorial to a young lady who was murdered quite a long time ago. And they set up a little memorial here because this is where her body was dumped. Her name was Molly Irvin. She was 16. She was from nearby Visalia. She was born in 1992. And she was murdered on September 16, 2008. It's believed she was asphyxiated and believed that her murder was linked to that of a Nicole Phillips, 23 of Tulare. Her body was dumped along the embankment of 99 overpass in Tipton in December of 2007. Family and friends have erected this memorial for her. That's an unusual item. I'm not sure what that is. Some kind of Mickey Mouse ears, possibly. I don't think I will understand why men do such evil deeds. I mean, I'm assuming a man did this because it seems like men are the only ones that do this kind of travesty. Men are supposed to protect women, not abuse them. And any man who does abuse women, to me, is not a man. He's a mouse. He's a coward. He's a disgusting villain.
Before heading home, I decided to drive over to the other side of the freeway to check out the last remnants of the legendary Tagus Ranch. There was the former packing shed and an old conveyor belt system. Judging by the way the structures appeared, I'm not too sure that they'll be around much longer. They will pass like all other things. I then decided to go check out the scales that used to weigh truckloads of carrots and other kind of produce harvested from the fields of the Tagus Ranch. So here are the old scales. A lot of produce came through here and was weighed right here. Produce that was grown right out there. Big slab of concrete here for the packing stations. Just to the west of Highway 99. It's about all that's left of Tagus Ranch. Now it's just left for graffiti vandals. Check out the old doors. Like I've said, if these walls could talk. Tumbleweeds, very appropriate for an establishment that is long gone with the generations.